guys, well, so over the past couple of months I've been playing a hell of a lot with FPV jets, which I utterly love, and well, I've kind of branched out slightly in that I'm now also doing FPV warbirds. Now I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you my P-38 Lightning and kind of the work that I've done in it. Now, yeah, first things first, excuse the mess in the garden. I spend too much time building planes and not enough time tidying the garden. It's a problem I have. But let me swing this over and I'll give you a very quick rundown of what I have done on my P-38 and how it all works. Let me swap the camera. Whoa, try that again. There we go. Right. Over here we have my P-38 Lightning FPV conversion. And, well, it looks absolutely lovely. Now, one of the things that I really wanted to touch base on this is I flew this model line of sight a little bit, and truth be told, I found it quite boring. It's just too docile for my style of flying. So I kind of had to go FPV on this, or I'd end up just selling it on. But so, FPV wise, what we have here, and the primary thing, we have got the pan camera and a little Caddx air unit. And what you can see I've done here is I've essentially just 3D printed a little flat plate which holds the air unit and an antenna. Now these files are available on Thingiverse. I've put them up there already. And we've got a little unit, and you can see the end result is the camera can pan. It actually won't do it at the moment because the model's powered up, so if I tried to turn that by hand, it ain't going to work. But yeah, and then internally, what I've done, and it's a pretty tight fit. Let me just pop all of this off. You know, by far the hardest job here was actually carving out the canopy. But yeah, what we got here, we have got, well, there we go. We got a LiPo. This is actually not the proper LiPo I normally would fly with, about 5,000 milliamp hours. And we then get into the guts. This has been a little bit of a pain to do on this one because there's so little vertical height here that what I had to do was solder just extension leads to the flight controller. Essentially, if I put pins on and then put the servos on here, it would have all collided and just not worked. But the result is essentially I've got a little Maytech F765 wing sitting over here, a GPS for return to home and navigation, and that all wires through and just connects up to the existing cables, etc. that are here. And where are we from there? I've got a little 900 megahertz free sky receiver sitting over here. You can see a little vertical antenna down there, and there's a horizontal down there. And it kind of just squeezes in, doesn't it? But yeah, I'm not really sure what else I can tell you on about it because, you know, the end result is a relatively compact setup. This can all be removed. Ooh, sorry, I should actually try point with my other finger. So the top sort of canopy can all be removed, and part of the reason I do that is I tend to always buy a spare canopy for doing my FPV mods. And the reason is that A, if I ever sold the aircraft on and someone didn't want the FPV, well, I pop the canopy on. And the other reason is sometimes I like flying a lot in a sight aircraft. And, well, the fundamental thing is that if you're flying line of sight, you kind of don't want that whole canopy set up on it. So the end result is I have a spare canopy that I can just drop on when I'm flying line of sight, and it's a case of unplugging a couple of leads. Yeah, and there we have it. We have the P-38. It's fantastic. It looks beautiful. It flies great. You know, honestly, this thing as an FPV model is actually a fantastic conversion for a warbird. It's, you know, it just works. But I'm saying that, but I haven't actually flown it yet. You know, the reality is I'm going to have to get out and fly this weekend. It's going to get airborne tomorrow. And we'll see how it goes. But, you know, if the line of sight's anything to go by, it's going to be utterly beautiful, stable, simple to fly. Couldn't be better. What more can we ask for? Anyway, guys, enjoy. Hopefully this little rundown has been helpful to you. Cheers.